Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubden Dorshi. Let's pay homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Padma Kumaras in all colors. Sumo, Tanchen Gatso, Dubden City, Dubden Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon. How do you do?
Aishiteru. Sarange. Hola amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiban. Kimochi ii. Shumi. Yapi. Puni. Konnichiwa.
Now I would like to announce for next Sunday, June 23rd at 3 p.m. There will be Golden Mother Homa fire offering ceremony. Everybody knows about Golden Mother. Actually, don't need to say anything more. Without the Golden Mother, there will not be Padma Kumara. Without Padma Kumara, there will not be Grandmaster Lu. Without Grandmaster Lu, there will not be True Buddha School. Then nothing would have existed. So Golden Mother is the origin. At 26, at a very small temple with huge bodhisattvas. A small temple, really small. I was living at the cooperative new village, Hezhuo Xinchun. 26, I was at the survey team, and my mother told me that she's going to a temple to pray, and it's a very small temple, just like a god's shrine. And Jio-san from the Sibibu temple in Hualien, and Auntie Aya, and one more called Xi Tiansi. A man. And the other three women were taking care of the Jade Emperor Temple. They came from the Sibibu Tang, the Golden Mother Temple, the head temple in Hualien. So Jioko asked, "Who is Katsu among all of you here?" Katsu. It's a Japanese name, Katsu. And when I was little, everybody called me Katsu. My Japanese name is Ro Katsuhiko. So that's Sangyen Lu. Katsu means the sun, which means victorious or victory. Hiko is yen. Anybody here by the name Katsu? Happy Father's Day. And nobody reacted. I was the only Katsu. So my mom said, hey, they called on you. They called your name. So I said, I am. And she said, Golden Mother called you. And I said, what's up? What's going on? Please raise your hand if you've been to that Jade Emperor temple. So many of you have been there. It's a very small temple. Very small. And Golden Mother, through Chiyo-san, told me, I've been looking for you for a very long time. I want to ask you to come out and deliver sentient beings. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have no idea at all. Are you sure? It must be a mistake asking me to deliver sentient beings. At that time, I was still a Christian. And then Golden Mother said, you kneel down and you would know. So, okay, well, let's kneel and kneel. I don't need to pay anything for kneeling anyway. So I just kneel and join my palms. And wow, that's it. So, in front of my two eyes, there were lights. Golden Mother, Amitabha Buddha, and Siddhagarbha Bodhisattva appeared. All three, and also the Jade Emperor. And give me two characters, and they are loyalty and righteousness. So that's what I saw when I kneeled. I did not know how to deliver sentient beings. So that evening, when I returned to my serving team dormitory, at the dormitory at that time, I was the only one staying there. The officers stayed at a different place. So I was staying by myself. And that night, they brought me to see what? To see Padma Kumara. Primarily to see Padma Kumara. What is Padma Kumara? You can't see. It's just pure light, white light. And then in my ears, Golden Mother told me, you are Padma Kumara. Oh my heavens, what is Padma Kumara or Lotus Youth? I've never heard of it then. The second morning, I saw many places. I went up, and there were many sages greeting me. Hi, you're back. but I don't know you.
回去跟我爸爸讲。
And then I went home and told my father last night. I saw and they told me I was a lotus youth. And my dad have read the Investitures of the Gods. And the only character in there whose lotus youth is Naja, the third prince. Since you're the third prince, then I must have been Li Jin, the father. And then I went back. Oh, it's troublesome. What's troublesome? They came. I was sleeping on the bed, and they came and woke me up to start practicing. Oh, what's going on? It's time to sleep. And we don't sleep, and we have to perform Dharma practices every night, 1 hour a night. So at that time, when I joined my palms, the fingers would move. And then taught and trained my legs or my feet how to step. So it all moved automatically. Just like the AI teaching. So, and when I feel sore, my muscles sore in the leg, and I being lifted up, and I want to put it down, but I couldn't. But sure enough, they really existed because I could not put my feet down. I felt my legs muscle was very sore. I wanted to put it down, but I could not. And they taught me to form the hand gesture, the feet gesture. I had to stand on one leg, and until I was very tired, but I couldn't put it down. So at such time, I confirmed that in this world the intangibles do exist. Oh, it turns out the spirit world or the intangibles do exist. At first I thought those were fake, like gods and ghosts. Don't really believe in them. It was not in my consciousness to have them appearing in the sky, but they did. One time I wanted to procrastinate. It's cold in the winter time, and I had to get up and do that. You know, winter time in Taiwan sometimes. It's Felunki, like the character in the puppet show. It's very, very cold, freezing cold, because there's no heater in Taiwan back then. So I wanted to take a break. So I wanted to sleep. Please don't bother me. So they pick up my feet so that I stood on my head and then let go. Amitabha. And I said, no, I don't want to get up. And they lifted them up again and then let go again. Good thing I was still young. My bone was still strong. So I woke up. I got up. And they taught me for 3 years.
莲花童子，我从来没听过。
So lotus youth
人
or
家
Padma
到
Kumara
寺庙去问，
is one that I never heard of before. I went to the temples and asked,
问了离
what is lotus youth?
啊，佛
You
教
know whom I've asked? The major
这个
Buddhist lay
圣命
master, Li Bingnan, Reverend Seng Ying from the Sengming Temple, the Reverend Zong Guang,
是法师，
the Reverend Sansi, the Tzu Guang
所有的
Temple.
我都问了。
I've asked everyone in Taichung
宝觉寺的景东师傅，
and the Masters Jingdong in Baojie Temple.
寺庙，我从
I've gone to almost all of the temples and asked them, what is lotus youth? Nobody knew. None of them knew.
今天就是讲，我们做莲花童子护，
So today we are performing the Padma Kumara Homa.
哇，
And then later on
古
in China, Kansu
州大学
Province, Lanzhou University,
敦煌研究，
they had a research on Donghuang
兰州大学
Gradus.
敦煌研究的那一本书里面，
And inside the book of
有莲
published by the Lanzhou University on the research on the Donghuang Gradus, there is research on Padma
那
Kumara.
时候我才说，哎，真的有莲花童子。
And then back then I realized, oh, Padma Kumara
国
did exist.
兰州是首都，
Lanzhou is the capital of the Gansu province.
敦煌研究，敦煌石窟研究
And at the Lanzhou University,
当中，里面全部都是莲花。
there's a research on Donghuang Gradus. And in the cave 314,
现在同门啊，有时候
it's filled with Padma Kumaras. Nowadays, disciples go to China to visit Donghuang Gradus and then ask them, oh, we want to see Padma Kumara in cave 314. And they replied, oh, Padma Kumara is in all caves, not just 314.
我在台湾问不到，结果是在中国大陆。
I couldn't get the answer in Taiwan, but it turned out it's
证
in
明莲花童
his research in China. So the one who proved Lotus Youth the existence of Padma Kumara is mainland China.
所以我才知道，哦，原来相光童子
And then later on, we knew that the auspicious light youth, emanation youth,
在
how you say?
时候啊，
They're all emanations of Padma Kumara.
10个歌
During the Tang dynasties, the kids, the children, always chant the rhyme of Padma Kumaras.
神师姐，她就会唱
Uh,
唱10条。
Dharma sister Cheng Cheng used to chant that.
你现在会唱几条？啊，
Do you remember?
唱1条，
Just one.
跟我一样吗？
Then that's the same with me, eh?
你以前不是唱了10条吗？
But didn't you chant all the 10 verses?
我是看着字幕来唱的，
Oh, I sang it with the lyrics.
电脑做了一个短视频这样子。
I made it. I put the verse in my computer.
唐朝就已经童谣啊，
So during the Tang Dynasty, there was a children rhyme who would sing or chant the rhyme,
我就知
the
道
children rhyme about Padma Kumaras.
莲花童子见金仙，
The lotus youth meets the golden sage, the swirling flower
妙天音
left and right.
外听，
a marvelous celestial sound heard above the clouds, heard that
其他还有
utmost bliss
晨晨有唱过，还有
beyond all heavens. So Cheng Cheng has sang all those.
就已经有
So this children rhyme existed since the Tang dynasty.
下商周
Tang Yi Xia Sang Zhou
四国魏晋
Qing Han
隋
Wei Jin
宋元
Nan Mei Cao Sui Tang Song Yuan Ming Qing. These are all the dynasties of China.
人民共和国
And now the People's Republic of China.
历史上唐朝也是很早，
So in the history, the Tang dynasty was quite earlier.
佛教那时候才
And during the Sui dynasty, that's before the Tang dynasty, Buddhism entered China during the Sui dynasty. So, and then at the Tang dynasty, which is after the Sui, Padma Kumara is already popular then.
宝上童子宝义童
And then,
莲花童
upon research,
莲花
it's amazing
密教的
the
业
Bao Sang youth and Bao Yi youth were also Padma Kumaras, and Guru Padmasambhava too also Padma Kumara.
宝上童子宝义
So Mahamudra was first transmitted to Bao Sang youth and Bao Yi youth.
莲花童子是密教的祖师爷，
So Padma Kumara is the lineage guru of Tantric Buddhism, Guru Padmasambhava.
那是莲花部。
That's the lotus division, the lotus division.
另外，他也传给这个所有的人。
And he also transmitted to
大手印法，白教的大手印，
the Mahamudra of the Kakyupa
阿达尔玛佛
was transmitted by Adharma Buddha
上来，
to Bao Yi youth and Bao Sang youth,
然后到最后，兰州大学
precious mind youth. And then lastly,
花童子研究，他指出
the Padma Kumara research at the Lanzhou University also pointed out the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva are Bao Yi youth and Bao Sang youth, precious mind youth and supreme precious jewel youth, and they are all lotus youths or Padma Kumaras. They all belong to the lotus division. Lotus youth, of course,
阿部就是阿弥陀
belongs to the lotus division. That's Amitabha. Amitabha is the head of the lotus division.
所以那一天我看到了瑶池金母
So that day,
地藏
in my vision, Golden Mother, Amitabha Buddha, and Siddhikapa Bodhisattva. And
先以后
so I made the vow that I
瑶
would,
池金母那里
in the future, I would go to the place of Amitabha Buddha, Golden Mother, and Siddhikapa Bodhisattva.
三个根本本尊，
So they became Grandmaster Lu's three root
叫
yidams.
我出来度众生啊！
They told me to deliver sentient beings.
真的，那时候每一尊佛来，
At that time, every
另外
Buddhas
解手印，
that came
那一尊
was very clear to me, and then I would form the mudra for that deity.
所以你看卢世尊出来的时候，
So when Grandmaster Lu got out,
从26岁开始，
starting from the age of 26 until now, 80.
刚刚看到大家在做瑶池金母的护母，
Just now we saw everybody is performing Golden Mother's Homa.
瑶池金母厉害，
Golden Mother is incredible. all she
就可以
did was delivered me one, and now it's spread to all over the world.
如何去救众生啊？如何去
So how to salvage sentient beings, how to transform and deliver them, I did not know.
我那时候还在念
At that time,
马可、
I was still reading Mark,
马
the
太
book of Matthew, Mark, Lucas, and John. Corinthians 1, Corinthians 2, Thessalonica, Judas, Revelation, and a few in between.
查经班的老师，圣经查经班的老师。
So I was the teacher of a Bible study.
我是高雄新兴基督教会苏天明牧师。
So I was baptized at the Presbyterian Church in Kaohsiung by the minister Su Tian.
上教
Yeah, what could I say? My girlfriend from the elementary school went to church, so I followed and became baptized.
发觉
But that's good too, because
这个
in the Bible, in Christianity,
很多很多
in the New Testaments,
跟佛
many statements that were spoken by Jesus comply with the words of the Buddha.
所以耶稣是我的 guru。
So Jesus is my guru.
这很传奇，我的一生啊，非常的传奇。
So
本身
my whole life is quite
我就是传奇。
legendary. So it's what is legendary? That's me.
有一首歌是啊，
Isn't there a song called Legend?
相信心在眼前，相信在眼前。
When thinking of you, you're on the horizon. And thinking of you, you're in front of my eyes. And I thinking of you, you're in the brain. When I think of you, you're in the field of my heart. There's a song called Legend. I'm thinking of my Yidam.
讲这是佛歌啊，哪里是情歌？
That's Buddhist song, not love song. But it can be either.
药师金母助我一个
So Golden Mother delivered me, just me, and now this is what's happening. So that is truly legendary. And now
分出很多的法身出来。
I split many Dharma bodies.
见过我法身的举手。
Please raise your hand if you have seen my Dharma bodies. You too?
哎，看到我在法蛇的里面，
I saw Grandmaster inside a hair sarira.
都见过
Anybody else?
哦，莲池，皇帝雷藏寺的教授师，
Or the Dharma lecturer from the Huangdi
底下的没有
Yellow Emperor Lizang
有
Temple.
啦。
Anybody else down there? And man too.
嘉熙之姐，因为南
And Dharma sister Jia Xin.
哦，雷弘毅也见过，
It's like
记得
a saga.
见过，
And Li Fengyi.
好多人见过
I，remember many people,
很多
but they don't want to raise their hands.
像那个现在在挪威的
Like the one in Norway now, Reverend Lien Yi.
莲义是吧莲义法师，
Reverend Lien Yi.
哦，24小时在一起，
That he's together 24 hours a day, even when bathing. but he's a man, a good thing.
他是医学博士哎。
He's
博士拿到
his PhD in medical
可以结婚了吧？
in medicine.
拿到博士学位。
And so he got his PhD, and his parents said, "Okay, now you can get married." But he said, "No, I want to become a monk," and he
人
did.
家叫他和尚医
So in Norway, people refer to him as a monk
穿着
doctor.
喇嘛装行医。
He's treating patients wearing the Lama outfit in his clinic, delivering sentient beings.
我跟他讲，我的法身跟他讲，
My Dhamma body told
我
him,
来西亚，
"There's no need for you to
我现在没有
rush
在一起。
to come to Seattle because I'm together with you every day."
你看他才出家哎，
So he just became a monk,
是学位，
and after he got his PhD,
留在挪威还没有过来。
and due to his visa issue, he's still in Norway.
在24小
But
时跟你
I
在一起，
kept telling him no need to rush
人间
because
带到他。
I am together with you 24 hours a
我
day.
跟人家讲过，
I took him not traveling on earth and also in heavens. He did not tell anybody except his mom,
仁义法师。
Reverend Lien Yi.
将来你问他就知道，他写
You
的
can ask him. He wrote it really clearly.
那个他写的东西，我放在我的第302册的书上。
So I included his article, his letter in my book 302.
他亲自写，亲自去证明
He wrote it
真的法师在
himself that Grandmaster's Dhamma body is in Norway 24 hours together with him
像以前一样，
and took him to the heavens to see,
上看
just like how Golden Mother took me to the heavens to see in the past. These are all true. These are all the truth.
很多的同门都看过至尊的法身，
And many disciples have seen Grandmaster's Dhamma bodies,
也是24小时在一起。
and many people are together with the Dhamma bodies 24 hours a day.
他说他华
Like He Yifei did not dare to say anything. She said she could not speak Chinese well. She speaks Indonesian
你也刚刚有
from Indonesia. Did you raise your hand just now? No.
不敢，
She doesn't dare to do anything. There's no need to ask her.
真的。另外还有好多个，
Really, and many more.
新加坡的好几个，
In Singapore, several of them, and several of them in Malaysia, several in Hong Kong, Taiwan,
东南亚、
Southeast Asia,
国的也有，
and England.
石头也看过我的法身，
At the Lion Head has seen my Dhamma body too.
石头，那个丽妃啊，丽妃我看过，
Li Fei has also seen it.
我有几个朝代我都出现过，
I have appeared in several dynasties. During the Zhou dynasty,
在汉朝、
I have appeared during the Han dynasty,
周朝、汉朝
Zhou dynasty, Han dynasty,
都出现，
and a few others. I have
还有一个
appeared there. And
大
one more,
国旗下王朝我也出现过，
the Great White High Kingdom, the West Xia or Tangut Kingdom. I also
日
appeared
本我也
there.
出现过，
It is in Japan and Tibet,
非洲我也出现过，
Africa,
我非洲当酋长，
as the chief.
我很简单，
It's easy to get a wife then.
这个当我的老婆，
So this one, I want to be my wife.
那个侍卫就过去把他抓起来，
And the guards would capture her
带到
and brought her
后宫就是一个帐篷，
to the harem, which is a tent
后宫一大堆，
with a servant
他们
and the many there at the back palace.
台湾的大使在非洲，他不知道
A Taiwanese ambassador went to Africa and did not know the custom in Africa,
国王
so wrote an invitation to invite the king
他以为就
and the queen to come for the banquet.
一来
And so he thought, "Oh, maybe a table or two, but it turned out to be hundreds of them. Hundreds of them.
哎，过去的事不讲。我在欧洲也出现过，
I've been in Europe too. I have appeared in Europe
啊，那是在中东，
and also in the Middle East
就是在耶稣基督的时代。
during the time of Jesus Christ.
耶稣基督在这个，就是在现在巴勒斯坦、
Jesus Christ was
非利海
in the present-day Palestine, the Sea of Galilee, and spread the gospel for 3 years there.
讲那么多，
Please don't say too much.
扯到日本去，
Yeah, I'm talking about this, and now you're saying about Japan.
是
So Prince Shotoku of Japan was
天台宗二举，
the second patriarch of the Tiantai sect of China, reincarnated as Prince Shotoku in
一
Japan.
个叫做慧文是初祖，慧
The first patriarch was called Hui Wen,
是三祖，
Hui Yin, and then Zizi was the third.
慧音
Hui Si,
师了，啊，慧
Yeah.
师转世到
Hui Si reincarnated
圣德太。
in Japan as Prince Shotoku.
另外，我在日本当过天皇，
And in Japan, I had also been an emperor.
真的啦，是
Really, it's true.
所以这大白莲花童子
So the great lotus youth, or Mahapadma Kumara,
创始
is the founder of True Buddha School.
瑶池金母
And Golden
莲
Mother
花童出来度众生，
asked Padma Kumara, Mahapadma Kumara, to come out and deliver sentient beings. That's the history. It's a very unfortunate
瑶
thing.
池金母的女儿，
I married the daughter of Golden Mother. That's the most unfortunate thing. Why?
金母抓出来了。
That's why I was
但
captured
我很可以，
by Golden Mother.
80岁我早就退休了，
Otherwise, I could have lived my life easily and safely. At 80, I should have retired and sitting at home, enjoying myself. But now I have to come out and sit here teaching Dharma at 80.
80岁呢，那老壳壳啊，
80, old.
我是老头子哎，
I'm an old man,
老头子啊，
80-year-old old
金
man.
母呢，
Your grandma.
都是瑶池金母这个祖母害我的。
This is because the grandma, Golden Mother,
你讲维摩诘经，
that I still have to talk about Vimalakirti Sutra at 80.
哎呦喂，
Oh no.
我也是无， 实在是不得已呀、
I had no choice. I am forced by the disciples,
亲
and the disciples forced me to stay in samsara. Luckily, it's not bad to be in heavens.
在天上举了无善
In
华夫人，
heaven, in the heavens, I married a Yunhua lady,
无善有12红，有
and at the Husan there were 12 peaks and 12 female sages, and I married Yunhua, and also the 12 female sages. So it's really
所逼
busy in the heavens too.
所逼，所以今天呐、要在
So busy.
80年，
That's why I have to suffer in the human world for 80 years.
要怎么讲才好？
I don't know how I should say it. Should I be thankful to Golden Mother?
学校
Right?
华夫人是姚氏金女的女儿，
So, because the lady Yunhua was Golden Mother's daughter.
哦，写一本书啊，
Can you please write a book about your wife, the Golden Mother's daughter, and the 12 wives? Are you trying to tire me to death?
讲文末结经吧。
Okay, let's talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. It's 505.
说教
See, this is what happened. We'll save time by not having Q&A. And then, when I chat, this is what happened.
好啦，就讲这一段吧。
Okay, let's talk about this passage.
对不起，维摩诘，
Otherwise, I'm sorry,
这个
Vimalakirti.
字读是什么？不信吧，
How do I pronounce this character?
一个木啊，一个波训的训，不寻啊，不寻菩萨，
Bodhisattva non-blinking said, what is non-blinking?
眼睛没有转就叫做不寻，
Oh, when the eyes do not move,
眼睛没
do
有
not
眨眼。
blink.
哦，你们讲寻错了，
So someone said you don't pronounce it as Xun.
不什么？不现，
炫耀的
哦
炫的
不现，
炫，
目不转现，有一个叫做目不转现，就是这个现字，
There's a term when you fixate your gaze.
因为它智慧的
That's non-blinking. Because it's called this name because
永远是
his wisdom eyes are always open,
智慧的眼睛，
always endowed with wisdom.
它一直在观看自己，
So the wisdom eyes, the eyes that are full of wisdom,
看自己
are always
不炫，
observing himself continuously,
目不转
non-stop. That's the
目
meaning
不转睛的意思，
of the idiom.
就出来讲话，受不受为二，若法
So this Bodhisattva
得，
said,
可得故。
acceptance and non-acceptance are two. If Dharma is not accepted, it cannot be obtained. Because it cannot be obtained, there is no grasping, no abandoning, no action, and no practice. That is to enter the gate of non-duality. So the key points here are acceptance and non-acceptance.
大部分都是受的，没有说不受的。
most mundane people always accept
菩萨不可思议的菩萨
or affect it.
才能够
Only when you reach the bodhisattvahood of inconceivability, you can be non-accepting.
讲一个很简单的例子，
Why the people in the world always
眼
accept?
睛所看到，
Let me give you a simple
有些
example.
时候
All people in the world would accept whatever you see.
你就看到漂亮的。我简单举一个例子，
It's just a simple
这
example.
个是最那个的。我以前我跟那
The most,
最亲医师啊，眼科医师啊，
you know, in the past, I joke with Dr. Gui Ching, the dentist.
卢师尊啊，有一
I said, Grandmaster Lu, if Grandmaster faints one day and I need a CPR, Dr. Gui Ching, can you help me?
贵清就讲，
And then Gui Ching said,
找老菩萨。
I will ask the old Bodhisattva to do it.
来给你做人工呼吸的。我心里想，
And I was thinking,
你还给
what?
我做人工呼吸，我就
If you do the CPR, I would accept it.
我马上爬起来。
But if you're asking the old Bodhisattva to do it, the old lady to do it, then I would get out on my own because I would not accept it. So that's a mind of discrimination
漂亮，对不对？
because Gui Ching is young and beautiful. But the old Bodhisattva,
这个它本身也是市场之花了。那过去是在市场的
but she's also the flower of the market.
市场之花。
So when she was selling clothes in the market, she was the flower of the market. She's older than I am, right?
哦，头发都白了，老菩萨在。
With all silver hair now.
再给大家看一下吧。
Oh, please stand up and show everyone.
好了，再讲个简单的例子吧。
Okay, let me give you another simple example.
我晕倒了，
I faint. Say if I were to faint,
全部都是光头，怎么办？
and there were all these bald heads around me.
看一看，谁给我做人工呼吸啊？
Who would give me a CPR?
那我
No. 慧君
勉强，德华，阿妈，
看到啊！
我自己爬起来算了。
好久了 I might as well just get up on my own.
那个就是不受，
So
就是分别心。
that is non-acceptance. So that's the mind of discrimination.
这个不现，这个菩萨受跟
But this non-blinking Bodhisattva said that acceptance and non-acceptance are two. But everybody in the world is accepting.
看到
They accept whatever they see.
影响，
They're affected by external
有人
circumstances.
骂你，
If someone scolds you,
你有没有受？当然是受。
do you accept it? Of course, you're affected. Very few that will not be affected or will not accept it.
补了好几天，
Then when you're being scolded, you're upset. You don't like it, and you suffer for a few days. Dirty words or gossips,
话又是八卦，这个一大堆的东西在你身上，
and all the garbage inside you, so you're really afflicted.
全部都是受。
That's all accepting.
看到漂亮女生，给你塞那一下，
And then if you see a beautiful lady flirting with you, then you would be happy, especially mouth to mouth.
一 移动对对礼啊，口对口，
And the Chinese
对
character
口，哎，
Li, mouth to mouth, then you have some feeling. What kind of feeling? A feeling of bliss.
菩萨跟你口对口，
But your mouth to mouth with the old lady,
你有
then you will not accept.
跟你口对口，你接受吗？
And do you accept mouth to mouth with Juru? No.
俗人啊，
Then you're a mundane
那
person.
就是世俗人。这个就是受。
That's accepting.
虽然你不接受，其实你已经有分别心，这个就是
So when you don't accept, that means you have a mind of discrimination because you don't like it or you don't think it's good.
乐出来。
So that would generate
人有
happiness and suffering.
那么真
So
正
people have both happiness and suffering. A true bodhisattva do not accept or are not
会
affected.
影响他心的波动。
Whatever they see will not affect their heart mind, will not move their heart mind. That is wisdom and also meditative stability. So what is
包
non-acceptance?
推不动，
When people scold you, you're unmoved by the it wins.
人家
Non-acceptance.
包
Someone criticizes
不
you,
受，
also unmoved by the it wins. That's non-accepting.
一样
Beauty and ugliness are the same.
可以不受。
You can be non-accepting.
这个丑的女生来接近你，
When an ugly lady approaches you,
每一个人都是一样的招待。
you treat them the same way. A beautiful lady, they're all the same.
这个就是不受，
That's non-acceptance.
完全是一样，没有分别心。
It's completely the same.
分别心的度化众
No
生就是不受。
No discrimination at all in delivering sentient beings. That is non-acceptance.
就是受，
And acceptance is for most people, ordinary people. I already give the
因
examples.
为你看到了漂亮的，
Because when you see a beautiful one, then you would be willingly be resuscitated. But it's an ugly one,
是啊，算了，
and you would think, well, I think I'd rather die.
对不对？这就是分别心。
So that's a discriminative mind. And that is acceptance. Affected,
这个
accepting.
就讲，
So this Bodhisattva said, accepting and non-accepting are two. If it's not accepted, it cannot be obtained.
无损，
Because it cannot be obtained, there is no grasping, no abandoning, no action and no practice, and no differentiation,
和这个受
no taking or no
就是
relinquishing.
舍呢，
So accepting is
舍就是不取，
grasping.
也就是说不受，
Abandoning is non-accepting.
也没有做，也无形，也
And
无形，
no action
视为
and no practice. This is to enter the gate of non-duality.
对一切事情
No
没有分别心，
no mind of discrimination toward everything in the world. So I neither accept nor non-accept. So that becomes one.
做无形就变成无了。
So with no action and no practice, that means it's become nothing.
这就是入
All the same.
世间的
No
大部分是
inequality. But people in the world are mostly accepting.
不受外
And you need to practice not to accept or be affected by any external circumstances, by what you see or what you hear. then you can meditate. Then you can be in meditative stability and generate wisdom. If you're affected by what you see, then you would not be able to enter meditation or to generate wisdom. So this is entering the gate of non-duality. This is spoken by this Bodhisattva. So, by saying it this way, what do you think?
This Buddha讲的都是蛮那个的，这里面含有很多的这个很有智慧，很多智慧在里面。
So there are many wisdom and Buddhist principles in this. And if you can quiet down and not influenced or affected by anything external or anyone, then you attain the true meditative stability. And you can only attain meditative stability through the Dharma gate of non-duality. So, it's the wisdom of the nature of equality. All sentient beings are equal. So actually I have written a few books to criticize other people, and that's also wrong. So that's also not right, because I only see the outside, but actually internally they may have a very high level. So what's spoken in the Vimalakirti Sutra reaches a very high realm. If you can train or practice until you're not affected or not accepting, only then you would be able to enter samadhi. Because you're not accepting, there is nothing that can affect you or influence you, and you're completely one. So Lao Tzu said, then if you can maintain the single-pointedness, everything can be achieved. You have no other thoughts, just one. And Sakyamuni Buddha also said, being single-pointed and single-minded, and then you chant the Buddha, then the Buddha will appear and bring you to the Buddha verse. So you cannot have two. Then it will be very difficult to cultivate spiritually and have attainments if you're still dualistic. Now it's 5:22. Okay. That's enough. I haven't told any jokes. Xiaoming and his wife went to a wedding party, and after a few glasses of wine, went to the stage and started flirting with a hot girl. And the wife approached him and said, please remember, on the way home, you should get some medicine. And Xiaoming was laughing happily and said, "What kind of medicine?" "Oh, it's medicine for bruises
小明讲，我没有。
under your face." And Xiaoming said, "But I have no bruises on my face."
老婆就讲，
And the wife said,
但是我们还没有回去。
"Because we haven't got home yet."
然后我昨天好像讲一个笑话吧，
Yesterday, I think I told a joke.
爸爸教那个小孩子说
The dad asked the child, Xiaoming,
什么是醉？你看夜
what is being drunk? That when you see a moon as one,
醉了，
a moon is only one, but if you see two moons, that means you're drunk. So Xiaoming asked the dad, "How many moons do you see now?"
亮啊，
And dad said, "One moon." So that meant he wasn't drunk.
根本没有夜。
And then Xiaoming said, "There's no moon at all today."
还是醉了。
So he was drunk.
老张呢，这个喝酒如命，医生
So Lao Zhang drank as if it's his life, and the doctor suggested that he would do yoga to stop drinking.
现在
And the doctor met his wife like, "So how is your husband now?"
那个老张的妻子就讲，医生
And the wife said,
很糟糕啊，
"It's even worse.
现在他竟然
He's
考虑喝酒。
He's even worse because now he's drinking upside down. I mean on his head, standing on his head."
小李是大排档吃饭，老板推荐，
Xiao Li
这是真心佛感。
went to the to
小李觉得菜名很特别，就点吃了2个鸡翅。小李就
and suggested
吃完，
two chicken wings.
前几天剩下来的。
And so what's the truth behind these chicken wings? It's been a few days. Oh, Mani Bemi home.